Okay, welcome everyone to Progressive Discussions. I'm your host, James P. Madonna, and this is part two of the Gabby Petito case. Part two, and I'm here with my very special co-host and guest, the one and only Paul Anthony Mantia, and here is Paul. Good evening, Paul.
Hey, how you doing, James?
Good. Okay, we're all set, and it's part two, and take it away, Paul.
All right, so we're going to get into the Gabby case, and we're just going to talk briefly on just a few things because there's a lot going on out there. And after this show, I'm just going to say I'm not going to do any more shows because I believe that Gabby's family have the right to grieve, and I think there has to be some silence, for the next few days during the funeral. So I think people should just at least give that to the family, because there's been enough riffraff and all that stuff going on. And I've worked on the case since day one. So, I know a lot about it. I figured out a lot of things. And, I just, in my heart, I think they got a real psycho on their hands. And I think they got somebody on their hands that had a bad upbringing or something. I think he's done this before to women. I don't think he's killed them, but I think he's done bad things to them, and he's been getting away with it because the parents protect them. So, and when it comes, go ahead.
But having sympathy for him doesn't bring back the lives of the innocent that have been lost. So I refuse to have compassion for him.
I have no compassion for him, because either way, whether he did it or he didn't, or if he saw somebody do it, whatever the case was. When you run away and you hide from something, I don't care what it is. It's automatic guilt. That means, you're holding back from society. You're holding back from the parents. You're making people suffer. You're making the FBI and cops and losing sleep over this. They're working their asses off out there, And, I really believe that the parents, they definitely know where he is. I mean, I can't say it's a guarantee of what I know, but I did see some things. I believed I got Brian's real page because after I had posted something last night, nobody really looked into it, but there was maybe 400 likes, and I think it's a lot of his supporters on that private page, and I couldn't comment, okay? They had me restricted from commenting, but I could watch what's going on. And basically, I'm just going to go brief this real quick. The video, I did post it last night, but it's completely gone. In the video that he had on his page, he was in the woods, okay? And before he walked, right at the beginning of the video, he showed something that was so disturbing that it blew my mind. And I literally watched it like 200 times going back on my equipment here. I have professional equipment to sit there and watch things in real time and not in the way that everybody else out there, you can get your Windows Media Player, but you're not going to get what the softwares that we have, Final Cut Pro, we got software that you can actually look. And I know a lot of people have done this, but, there's a lot of things in this case that people missed. And that's what bugs me. It's like we already discussed everything about the cops. We're not going to get back into that now, but in that video, the minute the video came on, there was a bright white light shined to the left of the field. And in that field, there was an upside down cross. And it was made sure that you saw that upside down cross because, when you look at the video, the first picture you're seeing before you hit play is that upside down cross, and people missed it, you know. But let's just get out of that, and let's get into the artwork that I looked at. Okay, first of all, if I start off with his artwork, and as an artist myself, I've seen a lot of artwork. I mean, I study a lot of different artists, and it doesn't always mean because an artist draws something or they're into something. Because there's a lot of people are into violent games, they're into gory shit. People watch horror movies, but there's a lot of people come on the comment. And they go, well, how can you say that when I post things like that? I said, but are you the most wanted man in America right now? Did you kill somebody? Did you do this? I said, don't compare because you don't have no idea what you're talking about. You cannot compare that. Okay. Because Brian has a completely different mind. He's known for beating Gabby. He knows what he did. Okay. And in my heart, I think somebody helped him. Okay. But besides the point, we're not getting into that. We're going to keep this strictly to what I have to say.
We got to get into something.
We're getting into it right now. So in the artwork, I posted a lot of the artwork today and describing things. And what you got to do is when you look at artwork, you have to look at everything. You got to zoom into the picture and even look for little tiny letters, okay? Little tiny letters that he might write in the picture. He might write it on a tire of a car. He might write it here. And all those photos show everything about Brian. Everything is in his artwork. It's in the music he listens to, the books he reads, the movies he watched. I went back and did research from 2016 on him, and I found a lot of disturbing things. And it's not normal for a guy to just be into that one thing. And he describes himself as these characters. My favorite character is BMO, a character. I never even heard of the character because I'm not in, I'm in the music business. I work every day. So, but when I looked up the character, it said multiple personality disorder. Okay. He's describing himself there. Okay. And then, if you look at everything else, somebody said, what does Stan mean? I put up the definition of Stan yesterday. I said, you have to do research, hard research on these things. Mm-hmm. Here's the definition of Stan. It means, somebody wanted the authorities to come help them. Help me. That wasn't Gabby writing that. That was him writing it. So you have to remember, he had control over Gabby's phone. When somebody has control over your phone, guess what? They control your phone. So I'm going to fast forward and get into the details of where I think Brian could be staying. He might have been there, but it's pretty much a promised guarantee in my head because you have to think in the criminal's mind. If you were running and like stated in his photos, you can read the descriptions in the books, everything that he listened to, especially the song Knees. And there's another song that was taken down. I don't know who did that. It had to be him. So, in these songs, it basically shows his character, that it seems like he planned this out and he's been planning this out. Like he had his plans for escape, just in case I do something like this, I'm going to plan this out and I'm going to go where nobody will ever think of even finding me. Now, the 17th to the 23rd, I still have this question. Why would you leave your girlfriend? I don't care if you broke up or not. Why would you leave a young girl like that pretty, alone by herself, somewhere, yeah, she might have been around the area for a while, but it doesn't matter. She's a female. If you love your girlfriend, you don't leave your girl or your fiance, the one you love in your whole life, by herself. I would never do that. I mean, come on, you don't do that. You bring that person, especially in today's world and all the crap that's going on. Yeah. How can you even think about leaving that girl there? Why would you? Yeah. Why would you go back to Florida, 17th to the 23rd, to help your dad move storage? And now I'm getting three different stories, but I think I'm going to stick with the first one I heard because that's the one I believe. He went back there to move Gabby's stuff out of the storage unit into the shed. People are saying he moved it out of his home. No, it's not. That's not true. That's bull. Why would you move out of the home into the shed? Why would he move Gabby's stuff out of the home into the storage unit? Now, that makes a little more sense because it wasn't Gabby's stuff he was probably moving in that storage unit. It probably was his own stuff, okay? And after the show, I'm going to send James I did send you the link, okay? I sent you a link and it shows you what you could do to a storage unit, okay, and how you could survive in a storage unit with nobody knowing anything. These are facts, okay? And here, in meantime, the parents are all, everybody's looking, the cops, everybody's looking in the field. Yes, I think that's a valuable reason. There's something valid in that field because it's possible that Brian's parents are very smart. His mom worked for the DA. When you work for a DA, you got all the tricks and tricks and tricks and tricks all day. You see cases all day long. All day you see them. And you learn those cases and you learn how criminals get away with things. It's common sense. You really got to take this case in perspective and really look into the detail, and stop overlooking things because in my mind, if I would never do anything he did, but if you were to hide, you're going to hide where nobody's going to find you and they wouldn't think of it. They wouldn't consider it because this thing with the storage has been overlooked from day one. Okay. He might have been there. Now, I'm going to say this. I doubt he's there now. Okay. At this point in time, things are getting very close and closed in. Okay. But you have to think of it like this. In the day, now, Brian, I'm going to make a big point. He has a thing on his Instagram called The Watchman. Now, there's two different types of watchmen. Okay. There's the watchman slang that we use today. And then there's one in the Bible that James brought up earlier. Yes, I do know about that one, but that's not the one that he was discussing because in his photos, it says a lot. Okay, now I'm going to explain this to you. The watchman is watching over a building at night. Okay, an empty building, making sure that nobody is watching him, but he also has eyes around that building. Now, you take that and think about that for a minute. Where would you be in a building where people work in the daytime, but you have to be the night man watching everything? A storage facility. In the daytime, he leaves because they come to work. Or vice versa. He might just stay in there in the daytime. But you have to think, where are his parents going? They're not going far. They got a brand new camper, packed it, all that camper up. They didn't go on a camping trip. They were loading him up with food, water, supplies, throwaway phones. I'm sure he's got 8, 9, 10 phones. People go, well, he didn't have money. They live in a shitty house. That's not a crappy house. They got money, man. What are you kidding me? They own businesses. Come on.
So the parents, the wealthy parents, are making multiple trips back and forth with supplies going somewhere that's not far.
Exactly. I mean, come on, think about that. Because if they're caught going far with it, they're going to get caught. You know what I mean? Like today, it made no sense. I watched them in the library today, standing there 30 minutes and then they leave. Well, you ever think maybe Brian was in that library today? Have they ever thought about that? And maybe they were just giving him signs or, anything? You don't know because nobody knows anything. We don't know anything. Maybe the feds may know, maybe they don't. But Brian has a very unique mind. He's very, very intelligent. He can survive out in the wilderness. That's facts. Okay. And he knows better because in his descriptions, he knows that you can't wear slippers through the wilderness. Do you think he actually wears flip-flops walking through the swamps? I don't think he ever walked through those swamps. Brian is not going to kill himself. Brian is not running from anybody trying to kill him. But I'll tell you what, I do believe that somebody else played a part in this with Brian. I mean, that's my guess. I'm making a guess right now. I'm not, I can't promise anything, but I think facts that they should search that storage unit and the whole facility because you have to think it's very possible that it's not in Brian's name. It's not in his parents' name. It's simple to go put it in somebody else's name that's a friend of his or a friend of the family and for him to go in there, and it's so easy these days for anybody to go buy a wig. He could put on a wig. He could disguise himself, walk out of there. It won't even look like Brian, okay? And he could go out and do everything he's got to do, come back into the storage facility because they're 24 hours, most of them. When they close, you could go back in there. You could sneak in, whatever. Oh, I'm working at night fixing my stuff. I'm sure that he even blocked off the cameras because it's not hard to do that, okay? Not hard. And if the people watch the video that we're going to put in the description later, you'll see what you can do to a storage unit. And it blows your mind. It's mind blowing because,
I believe you. Sure.
I mean, number one, to get electric, it's not hard because in storage facilities, you can run the electric cord through the ceiling and there are light outlets. Every one of them have them. They have to. You could plug, because I did it when I had storage units with my product in there, and I used to create my designs in this. I used it as a business, and they allowed me to. Okay, I even stayed over in overnight because I was working overnight. You know, I had couches in there, everything. We had our own house, but that was my work area at the time. You know, unless you want to pay 100 grand a month to have a factory in New York, you could pay 2,000 a month to have four storage units. You know, that are all together. Now you got to think his parents got money. They got money, you know, and he's got, you know, he's staying close by to his house. Okay. He thinks he's outsmarting the FBI, but you know what? I'm sure they'd have some kind of clue of where he is. The parents, they definitely know where he is. There's no doubt in my mind. They are definitely protecting him. They're not going to stop protecting him. And, you know, they're meeting with their lawyers. You know, I'm sure that, you know, look, it doesn't, you got to really think about this. No matter what you do, they don't ever have to say anything. You can ask them and ask them and ask them, and the lawyer could say, don't say anything. They have no evidence against you or anybody. You cannot say anything. And they could go to court and say, look, we don't know anything. We know what Brian told us, and this is what he told us. Well, I'm leaving, Mom. You know, that's it. If that even happened, he never left that house by himself. Come on, that's all bullshit. They put him in that camper and they drove him somewhere, okay? Even the neighbors, you know, the neighbors said it. You know what I mean? Come on. You think they're paying off the neighbors? Why would they pay off the neighbors to say something against them? Or maybe they paid off the neighbors to say something that would steer everybody in another direction. Because there's one thing about Brian that I really learned. Brian writes over and over. I love a twist that has a lot of turns in a book. I love it. I love it. I love it. He loves turns and twists. Okay? And when somebody's into things like that, I really think Brian's creating a movie in his own damn head. It's like he's got a movie going on in his head, and he's actually living the movie for real now. Because, you know, you have to think if a person has multiple personalities, forget about it. He might be dressing up as a woman tomorrow. The next day, he might be somebody else. You know, people are going out there disguising him like this is Elvis Presley. You know, come on. You know, people are going out there. I heard another thing today that somebody's impersonating him and shooting somebody. You know, this guy's got to either turn himself in or he needs to come forth, or somebody's got to find him, because not only is he causing that, but there's also racism going on again. You know, you got to look at everything that is going on here. You know, it's causing a big major distraction. But why? I have one question for everybody, and I can't answer it. One man. I understand what he did. But why would you have a manhunt like this big for one man? And I'm going to tell you something. It's a good thing, because evidently Brian has done much more than what everybody knows out there. Because nobody would put a manhunt out like that for one man to get him that bad. I'm sorry. No way. No way. They're not even putting manhunts out for you know, people who bombed 9/11. You know, it's all bullshit what you hear. Come on.
Either this, or this could be a huge smokescreen distraction from something the government did, like maybe a big blunder from the Biden administration politically or internationally. Maybe this is a big distraction.
I mean, I don't think Gabby's life is a big distraction. I think Gabby, it's unfortunate that she had to suffer. And I don't even want to know what happened. Honestly, I don't want to know how she suffered. I heard some stuff already. I don't want to know the details. Okay. I in my heart, if you ask me a question, do I think Brian did this? After analyzing him and doing research for the last 3 days, my answer is yes.
Yeah, he's a sociopath.
Yes. Do I think Brian has hurt women in the past? Yes. Do I think Brian has skeletons in his closet? Yes. Do I think Brian killed those 2 girls? Yes. Do I think he killed other people on his journey? Yes. You know why? Because, look, a lot of people were disappearing while Brian was there. Now, I believe in my heart Gabby witnessed these things, and she got, you know, she probably was over it and said, look, you can't keep doing this. You cannot. I think she, you know, he was worried she was going to turn him in. And after getting pulled over by the cops, that made it a lot worse, because now your name's out there, okay? Now you're live on the internet, and people want to know what happened, and you're hearing I'm sure he listened to it. Oh shit, damn, they're gonna know I hit her. Somebody called in that I slapped her. Oh, I got to do something about this immediately. Okay, you have to think about this in all kinds of ways. People are going, why was he hitchhiking? Maybe he was riding around trying to find her. Really? No way. Why didn't he want to go to Jackson Hole? He jumps out of a car. Did anybody even go and bother to look into that? I'm sure the cops looked into it. After I posted on Mobe's Police Department and called all of them out in detail on every single thing that they made a mistake on. Now, there was a woman out there today that also acknowledged me on things I missed. Okay? I didn't miss the point where Gabby was on the phone with somebody when the cop came over. But what I did miss was another important part. I didn't overlook it. I just missed it because I was looking at other things. Brian actually had her phone later on because he was holding her phone. The cop gave her her phone. Why would you give him her phone for? That makes no sense. Why would you do that? Did Brian make a deal with those cops? Is that what's going on? Something's up with those cops with Brian, I'm telling you, because I described it and I still can't get it out of my head of how this all happened. Evading a police officer, that's an automatic arrest. I posted the statute of limitation and the codes for Wyoming the other day. They even say it. That's an automatic arrest when somebody evades a police officer, speeding, hitting a curb. The girl hit his arm so he would pull over. I still can't get this in my head. How are people out there even making a support for Brian group? Support Brian. They got, justice for Brian. Are you serious? Like, are people really serious? What the hell is wrong with you people, man? What is wrong with these people? Trolling? You're going to troll? You're going to capitalize off of this? Get a job, man. Don't capitalize off of somebody else's death. Come on.
Well, speaking of
what's wrong with you?
Speaking of people that have something wrong with their brain cells, either a lack of brain cells or they're not firing properly, there are surprisingly a lot of sycophant ass kissers of Brian's wealthy family out there that are defending Brian's family.
Oh yeah, they definitely got fake pages all day. Trust me. Those people, they're the ones putting that together. And people don't believe it, but it's them.
This woman who's probably a gold digger posted underneath our first show about this. She says, Where do you get your sources from? Brian's family is wealthy, and they own 1,000 acres of land, something like that. It's like she's defending Brian's family. How could you defend the family that gave birth to a murderous sociopath? How could somebody in their right mind? People are so demented and fucked up today in this mad world, and you can call it the end time prophecy, call it anything you want, but people are honestly out of their minds. They're really despicably demented. Their logic is non-existent. No logic.
Yep. You're right. You're definitely right. I mean, I think it's a very sad situation, and I think that right now, where I think this should happen here, I mean, yeah, take everything I said. I want to hear other people's opinions, comments, let us know what you feel, because we're not ruling anything out. But at this point, I believe that Brian is the suspect. I think he did kill her. I mean, it's very possible they got in an argument and he liked to squeeze, and maybe he grabbed her, which is wrong. You don't put your hands on a woman anyway like that. Yeah. Especially she's much smaller than him, and there's no way she could really take, I don't know how strong she was, but, she wasn't no martial artist, okay? The girl admitted she was a nutritionist. She looked like a good, well-mannered woman. It looked like the parents definitely grew her up right, because I looked at her pictures. Listen, she was happier, but before she was with him, I analyzed everything of her too. I don't see anything, a bad bone in that girl's body. She wanted to live her life and have a career, be a blogger. She wasn't looking to do anything wrong to get extra clicks. I can see that. You can read a person, even if you don't meet them. Come on.
Well, by her smile. You
well, it's not. You can't always look at the smile. You can't. you have to look at the character of the person and watch their movements around. Like I watched her movements around him, and I could see certain things that she was terrified of him, man. I'm sure he made threats like, you see me kill that person, I'll kill you too. Come on. Psychopaths do that shit. We have them all around us in New York. I mean, again, we live in the city. We're in Brooklyn. I mean, we got more psychopaths here than you could think about.
Well,
I tell
you what,
we got a couple that live up the road from us that just, sliced somebody up the other night for no reason. Okay. So it's like,
towards the end of the show, I'm going to make a statement, and I don't care who it pisses off, but it's based on reality, and it has to do with younger generation, millennial girls, and how they think in terms of dating and selecting the man that they so-called are in love with, and it's a very dysfunctional situation, and I'm gonna hammer it, towards the end. But Paul, you're gonna play on your keyboard a really nice, lovely song in memory of Gabby Petito tomorrow night.
Yeah, I'm not gonna sing or nothing. I'm just, I want to have a moment of silence.
Well, you can play something.
Yeah. I trust me. I'm not gonna play depressing stuff. I mean, but I think at this point right now, before we end this, I think people just need to stop posting. I think people need to allow law enforcement to take all the tips that they received, because you keep crowding up there. If you keep on posting and posting, how many people are posting tips to them? After I spoke to the agent today, he said, "Oh, you couldn't even imagine how many." And they're getting false shit too. A lot of bullshit's coming in, so it's hurting people.
That's because people are attention whores, and they think they're going to set the world on fire. Oh, look at me! Look at me! I'm going to be the hero to advise the FBI. And meanwhile, they're so full of shit. There's so many imbeciles out there that are so selfish and want to capitalize on this tragedy. And you people on social media, really, if they put your brains in a bird, the bird will fly backwards. I'm telling you, you people, get a life, get some education, get a life. Get the sawdust and cobwebs out of your head and cut the bullshit.
Yeah. But I think honestly they should let the law enforcement do their jobs now, and stop commenting and making second guesses and all this, because, I kind of put things like this, okay? Like saying it's me and James is going to be my opponent now in chess.
Right.
But let me explain something that's really, it doesn't make sense to me why the media does this. Why? I know the feds don't allow them because they're going to get whatever they can get.
And the media steals other people.
Oh yeah, I saw things that they posted that I talked about last night, and I commented. I said, look, I don't care about the credits. I care about the girl who passed away and lost her life because of this crazy maniac that's out there right now, who can be anywhere and might even be close to your daughter. So you better think about that, okay? And there's many more maniacs like him out there. And yes, I feel for all the people that have lost people out there. And I believe that, they should take action and they should go find these people. As much as they're doing this for, finding Brian, they should do that with everybody else. Okay. But, the point of this is, this is a twisted case, man. It's twisted.
Yeah.
It's, people just need to leave it alone. But let me get back to that point I was making with the chess. Okay. It's like a game of chess. But watch what I'm going to do now. I'm ready to make my move. Hey, James, listen. I'm going to move my chess guy to the right. Okay. Right there. All right, buddy. I just told my opponent what I'm going to do now. Guess what? Hey, James, you just robbed the bank, right? Watch on the news. We know where you are. You're at that apartment. We'll be there in a second to come and get you. Do you think that person's going to sit there and wait for you to come and get him? Hell no. So guess what you're doing out there? I'm going to say, the media, you are the biggest fucking idiots. You are the biggest idiots to mankind. You fuck everything up, okay? And I can't wait to see you all get friggin' canceled. Seriously.
You know what I
Because
heard?
you don't no, hold on. Let me finish. I have to finish this point.
Okay.
Because the media sat in front of Brian's house, threatening him and protesting like that, okay? There was no charges against him yet. But you fucking scared him away, okay? You're scaring him away. You're telling him every move you're making. Oh, we're going to look over here for you, Brian. Oh, we're going to come over there and look for you. You think, okay, you're going to look over here? So, oh, yeah, hold on. I'm going to go over there right now. So I'll see you later. When you come over here, I'll be over there. That's what you think when the cops, this is another thing. Same thing with cops. Oh, we got a report going to a crime scene. Why the fuck do you turn your lights on and your loud sounds? Is that showing off? Why do that? You're letting them know you're coming. No, don't let them know you're coming. Pull up without your lights on, and maybe you'll catch them. Hello? Like, I'm a civilian. This is not my profession, but how stupid are you?
Hey,
you're stupid, man. Stupid people.
I actually heard.
You know why they do it? Because they get the clicks. Every click you click on them and you're feeding into their shit. They're making money for every click. Click, 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 click. Pennies make dollars.
You know, I actually heard the media on TV announce U.S. Air Force strikes that they were planning.
Oh yeah.
That they were
I know.
planning on making. It was either Iraq or Afghanistan. The media was actually giving away the location of these airstrikes that haven't happened yet.
And the media also slipped on how Gabby died tonight by accident earlier. We all heard it. Strangulation. The bones in her neck were broken. Okay, that's one. That's not all that happened to her. And remember, we got to think of another thing. A woman brought something to my attention today, but I did look into this. I was looking into it, trying to figure out the puzzle. And I figured it out after she commented something in there. And I will, I did post on one of the posts there. She knows who she is. She said something about flies. I kept going, I heard Gabby a number of times. Well, not Gabby, but Brian in the video getting pulled over. Gabby hates flies. She hates flies and she just don't like that kind of stuff. She really hates them. However he said it, I might not have the words exact. Don't quote me, but he was right on that. Now, we got to really think about the situation and how sick his mind is, okay? Just think about, try to get into Brian's mind and think about try to think what he was thinking just by looking and analyzing this stuff. I know it's impossible to do that because you're not him, but, she made a point. She said he's got butterflies all over and he does. Every picture shows some kind of wing or some kind of something. And I think he purposely did that while he was with her because he knows she hates flies, okay? Flies are a nasty thing. They're a nasty insect. They're disgusting. They eat carcasses, dead carcass. So there's got to be a reason why Brian laid her body where he laid it. She hated flies. He knew that flies were going to go all over her body and do whatever they did to it. I don't want to get too far into it because it's sickening to me. It's sad. I don't want to think about it because I can only imagine anybody in my family, the daughter, anybody going through something like that. And, I'm not getting into detail of what I thought and what I think happened, but I think everybody could pretty much figure it out from here. I mean, but I got to say another thing. There was definitely somebody in that van with Brian. And I think it was Gabby. I don't think he killed her there. I think he killed her somewhere else. I think he had the van on the side of the road. I think the people that saw the van it might have been a good idea that you didn't stop and, hey, we're from Florida because you don't know what could happen. He might have shot you. He might have killed you. You don't know. So, maybe God was with you that you didn't stop. But they definitely cracked a crime scene because they know because of those people, they found her, and they found a lot of clues. And you got to thank the civilians out there that are working their asses off. The ones that are really for this case and really for Gabby and her family, they're working hard. And the civilians are the ones really solving the case right now. But you have to think the FBI did ask for the public to help. They asked, and you're helping. But I think now is time. The weekend's coming. Her funeral is supposed to be Sunday. I think now is the time that everybody should take silence and give the parents and her family, the officers that have been out there looking, give them some silence. Let them do their jobs. Let the parents grieve and let them figure out from here what's going on. Because I promise you, Brian's not dead and they will find him. They're going to find him. And they probably got more leads than you'll ever think about. They probably know exactly where he is right now. They're probably watching his moves, and you have to understand it takes time to get paperwork together. It takes time to do these things, to go and get a warrant. It takes time, to do all those things. It takes time to do autopsies on a body so they could determine certain things, Maybe they're looking for semen. Maybe they're looking for somebody's DNA in her nails. They might be looking for anything on her body. And you got to think, her body wasn't in the greatest shape when they got it. So, just imagine you being that person that has to be behind there and all these people on the internet going, damn, where's the information? Why aren't they telling us anything? Why? Because like I said, it's like a game of chess. They're not going to give you all the information that you want, but they are going to ask you to help them. And, look, there are good people in this world, and a lot of people have done a lot of things for this case, and it shows me that there's still good-hearted people out there. There's still people in the world that care about things. But you know what? You also have to show you're caring for everything else in the world, too.
Well, they're probably going through countless amount of ridiculous tips and advice, weeding them out, and whatever.
Well, everybody's sending pictures. Oh, this is Brian. This is Brian. The flight attendant. Oh, this is Brian. That's not Brian. Sorry. No way. Brian is not going to get on a plane. Okay. He's not that stupid to risk that. Okay. Brian is a survivor. He knows how to survive in the woods. He could go in the storage unit, go back in the woods. He could climb up a tree. How do you know Brian ain't staying at the rooftop or somewhere? Hiding out in the rooftop. They don't have choppers out there 24/7. What is the dog going to smell him from, all the way down 20 stories down or wherever he could be? You don't know. None of us know. We're trying to help the situation by looking into things that people aren't. Because they got enough on their hands by being out there looking. You got the public in here going over puzzles that he made. Like I said, everything that Brian is doing right now is all in the music, the books, and his artwork. I'm going to end it here. Let's just take a moment of silence, to give to Gabby and her family. And I'm going to say good night. God bless. I hope they find him. I hope they get him off the street. I hope they find all those murderers out there that have done a lot of things. I think Gabby has opened the eyes of America and the world. Okay, it's unfortunate that she had to suffer for it, but she opened the eyes of everybody to see what the cops do out there. You could see how they treat women. Okay, look, I'm not, it's not only women. There's guys that get treated like that as well. But in this situation, it's really fucked up what happened here. Okay. I hope justice gets served at the Mo Police Department. Everybody that screwed up in this case needs to be, addressed, and they need to be charged. Period. There's no ifs, ands, buts about this. The parents need to be brought in, put on a lie detector test, give them truth serum. They got it. The FBI has that truth serum shit.
Sodium pentothal. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Make them tell the truth. Make them tell the truth. I think the mom's in charge, personally. I think the dad looks very sad. He's depressed. I don't think he likes this. I don't think he wants to go through this, but I think the mom is the butcher. I think because you can look at the pictures, you could tell he's fed up with it. She's like oh yeah, fuck this. I'm going to save my son. Fuck that. Maybe the son told her something different. You don't know. Maybe the son said, I didn't do it, mom. This other guy did it. And I watched, blah, blah, blah. He could have told her anything. So nobody can make assumptions yet until we know the truth and they come out and say something. They might be they might be holding back because, you got to think, maybe he did. What if he didn't do it? Then what would you say? We're going to all look, like how could, look, there's going to be, I'm not even going to go there. Because if it does turn out that somebody else did this, oh my God, but I don't think so. Brian definitely played a part.
Now, just like the human race on the planet Earth could be one huge extraterrestrial experiment, you got to have an open mind. It's possible that those redneck Dukes of Hazzard, one-horse town cops, that one or two of them out there in Wyoming is really responsible. You have to put that in your mind that that's a possibility. I mean, totally responsible. So, let's wait. Let the FBI do what they do best, and it's going to take time, like you said, Paul. But let them solve.
Yeah, I got to get back to work because I put a lot of time into the case this week. Because I felt for this. When I saw what happened to her with the cops, that was it. I never get on cases like this. People know me. I don't really mess with things on Facebook. I talk politics. I put my feelings out. Most of the time, you see me up here playing my music and playing piano, trying to put a happy vibe out there. I try to come on live every day and show people how to do, how we're designing things,
Well,
trying to keep a peaceful, open mind, because you have to have something going on in your head besides all this stuff on the internet.
well,
It's too much.
Tomorrow night we're gonna have a happy, creative show with music and Paul Mantia's beautiful, stunning, multicolored tie-dye creations. And it's going to be music, and it's all going to be in honor of Gabby Petito in her memory. And we're going to do this tomorrow. And I think that having a happy show would be have more of a positive effect than playing like really, really depressing, sad music. You know what I mean? Because she's gone, and in her memory, I think she deserves something uplifting. I mean, that's just my take on it, But I just want to say that message to all you younger generation girls out there who, a lot of them, they want to date. They're attracted to the bad boy image. But let me tell you about the bad boy image.
Oh God.
I'm talking about like not bad boys, like not somebody that flirts or tries to seduce you. Yeah, I'm talking about real bad boys. What you're gonna do? What you're gonna do when they come for you? That.
Oh yeah, of course.
Right. My sister, one of her old friends, she said that I'm not attracted to nice guys because nice guys are boring. They're boring. At least they don't hurt you. At least they don't beat you up or try to kill you or put you down or make you feel like shit, and talk down to you and humiliate you. Nice guys don't do those things. So nice guys are boring to these girls. Hey, you know what? And then when the guy's abusive, you cry to your friends, you cry to your family. Oh, he's a selfish asshole. He's abusive. He puts me down or he slaps me around. Blah blah blah. Listen. You got to use your head. I know a lot of you girls are imbeciles, numbskulls, and knuckleheads. Because if you weren't numbskulls, you wouldn't be falling in love with abusive, selfish, perhaps narcissistic men. You wouldn't be doing this. I dated somebody about 30 years old. She took me home to meet her parents. Her parents loved me. They made such a huge fuss over me. They were chewing my ears off. Did you know she broke up with me instantly because her parents loved me? So in other words, rebellious. In other words, they want to do the opposite of what their parents like. But their parents saw, old-fashioned values in a quality person who's respectful to them and respectful to their daughter. But because the parents were extremely pleased, that was no good. So that gets back to my sister's friend about the nice guy being boring. So I mean, use your heads. Use your heads. What do you really want in the long term? You want the bad boy image. Now it is possible. I'll give them the benefit of the doubt, Paul. It is possible that the so-called real nice guy is boring in bed. That's possible. That's possible. But he can learn. teach the poor sap.
Right.
But other than
I
that,
mean,
be careful, girls. Be careful. You
yeah.
won't listen to me. I know you won't listen to me, but be careful.
Well, there's women that will listen, and there's women that sometimes in Gabby's situation, unfortunately, she ended up with a maniac that was controlling and a crazy psychopath, man. And I just think it's sick.
Wait. Nina says, hi, Nina. Nina from Rhode Island. If you're going to put your hands on her, you got to give her your last name first, like Richie April. Is this a guy's name? April Richie? Richie April?
That really doesn't make any. That makes no sense to me. But I don't know.
Wait a minute, Nina. You're talking about violence against women or seduction? What exactly do you mean by put your hands?
Because this is not the show for that anyway. So, and I wouldn't discuss something like that.
It's not.
Yeah, I don't do those kind of shows.
Yeah, no,
not my thing, man.
No, I'm
married. I don't need that. No.
No. I get into all kinds of stuff. Normally, I'm capable.
No, I know. Well, everybody's got their the different what they want to do in life, and everybody, we all got our different things. So nothing wrong with it, but I mean,
in other words, you're not going to talk about the Kama Sutra on a talk show.
Well, I mean, it depends on the talk show I'm on, I mean, but normally I just don't, how I am. I don't go towards that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
well,
I just,
I answered some of the people by typing. Like, for instance, Jason Cleveland has a bad cold. He asked me, he says, Paul, what hot peppers would cure my cold? And I typed in, no, it's not going to be the hot peppers. I typed in home remedy.
Well, it can be, but you see, the thing with that is you have to eat you got to eat that pretty much every day. And I make a mix, I eat hot peppers every day. I haven't been sick, honest to God, in probably about I think since I opened the company, 14 years now.
What do you like, chili
no
peppers?
Cold, no flu, but no, I eat now I'm up to much hotter peppers than that. I actually I tried a California what do they call it? California scorpion.
Oh, the scorpion chili.
Oh God. Oh man, no. I tried. This thing was so hot, man, that forget it. I'm not even going to talk about it. My face turned red. You know what I mean? So, but the whole thing is to keep the body healthy. I eat a lot of vegetables. I stay away from meat. I don't eat a lot of meat because meat has a lot of things in it. It carries things. You know what I'm saying? You got to be careful. Once in a while, it's okay, but we kind of stick to eating kale and stuff like that, and, my wife cooks some really good veggies. We both cook, but, it's the hot sauce. You got to take the hot sauce before you get the cold. The hot sauce ain't going to work after you already have the cold. It's got to be in your immune system because spicy foods fight off bacteria. It's facts. Okay. Because I haven't been sick. And before I was eating hot food, I would be on tour on the road with Billy Preston, man. I remember getting friggin' bronchitis. We would travel overseas. You're going from different country to different country. You're meeting different people. This one might be sick. I toured for 20 years and I remember getting bronchitis a lot. Like if we would go to the UK, the weather change would mess me up. You know what I mean? And it was just, but once we went to Tijuana, we hit the flats, and I started eating spicy. Oh man, I started eating the spicy foods there. And, Billy said, listen, he goes, Paul, those spicy foods right there are healthy for you. That's why you see Indian people, the Mexican people, you don't see them in the hospitals ever. They're hardly ever sick.
Well, you know why? Because
because they
increases the circulation and makes your heart more efficient. Increases circulation throughout your whole body. And it's heat.
Well, and that's hot peppers, but that's not all I use. We cook with ginger, garlic. There's so many things. You got peppermint. You got cinnamon that you told me about. I mean, there's so many things that you can do at home to keep your body healthy. That it just makes no sense to me. But I don't want to get in politics.
No,
we can stay on. The health thing is fine. But this is a show for Gabby, so let's not go there. We'll have to quit this part. Let's take we take a moment of silence tomorrow. This is going to be the last thing I'm doing. I'm not commenting anymore. If anybody has questions, you can post them up We'll read your questions. We want to hear from everybody. Want to hear what your side of the story is. We will read it. But it's really not our jobs to sit there and read your questions and be able to answer the questions, because I can't answer a question about something that I'm also guessing about. Okay.
Yeah.
I can't answer a question like that. So the question lays, you have to ask yourself that question, and you have to also just let the police and let them all do their jobs. And I promise you, they will catch him. They're gonna catch him. He can't hide forever. He's not gonna commit suicide. He's a narcissist sociopath. He will not kill himself. He's too stuck on himself to do that. Okay. And remember, in his head, he's got to complete the movie. He's creating that movie in his head. All right. It's there. Just trust me. There's so much going on with that boy's head. Who knows what the hell he's been through? Okay. Nobody knows his background, but he still doesn't matter, because what he did, he should. I'm going to say, I wouldn't even put him in the in the electric chair. I would let him sit in a place like Rikers Island right now. Let him get tortured. You go and tell those prisoners what he did to a young girl like that. They got daughters, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Forget about it. Forget it. Forget it. And I think, he should be in a room with Gabby's parents. Let that dad get at him for an hour. Don't kill him. Just hurt him a little bit, okay?
Yeah.
That's how I feel. Let the parents get his ass, because he deserves it. You killed their daughter. You took somebody's life, man. And there's a lot of people's lives out there, but this particular case, the way it went, the cops she would have still been alive if that cop, even if they arrested her, she would have still been alive, because guess what? Once she's in custody, daddy's coming, and now they're going to get the truth. And guess what? You're all screwed. But now look what you did. You let this maniac get all that power. Brian's going, oh, look at all this power I got now. The cops are on my side. Oh, look at this. This is wonderful. He probably the next day went to Gabby. Oh, listen, you better listen to me, everything I say, because I got the cops on my side. And if you try to hit me again, or, I'm sure he did this to her. So I can hit you, but you can't defend yourself. If you hit me, I'm going to the cops and they're going to arrest you, Gabby. Just think about what he did to that girl after that, okay? Because the cops gave him a damn power trip, because they were on their own fucking power trip. I can't get over how he compared Gabby to his wife. That can't get out of my head. His wife needs to know about this. Contact his wife. See how she feels about that. See how, you are now somebody else's business. That had nothing pertaining to what was going on there with Gabby. Nothing. Fucking idiot cops. I gotta go. I can't. I'm gonna get crazy. I gotta go.
I understand.
Because I've been through something with those cops. I know what these small town bastards do. I know how they are. But there, you had the perfect opportunity to arrest that motherfucker. There, you would have had yourself a nice case, and you could have made more money on your case. So you would have been the hero officer for saving the girl's life. Instead, right now, you're the idiot officers for screwing up her life and having her killed. I mean, you didn't have her killed, but because they did this, she could have been saved. I don't care. It doesn't matter. They could have saved that girl's life, and Brian would have been behind bars now, okay? And he would have got caught up for everything he did. And that's it. Okay. I have nothing more to say. Good night. God bless Gabby's soul. God bless her family. And that's it.
Don't go anywhere. Just don't. We're not going to talk about the Gabby case anymore. We're going to have a real positive, fun-filled music night tomorrow in honor of Gabby Petito, but no more discussion from anyone. I don't want anybody, any trolls bothering us. I don't want anybody trivializing Gabby's this case. Just it's out of respect for the family. I don't want anybody posting bullshit crap. Hold on.
Well, they're not going to listen to you. You know that. They're going to continue on Facebook because that's what they do.
I'm not going
to participate in it. But look, I think they got to let the family moan. Let them grieve this. Let them enjoy and celebrate her life this weekend. Okay, that's it.
This man. What we were talking about in the first show was the fact how the Wyoming cop approached the car. He went on the passenger side. He mocked and profiled Gabby's anxiety disorder. He practically didn't even pay attention to what she was saying about her boyfriend Brian.
You know why? Because he had the perfect opportunity to take advantage of that situation with Gabby. He's seen an innocent young girl crying her eyes out, okay? And that cop just profiled the shit out of her. Honestly, like, oh man,
Yeah, hindsight
I would
is
love to him. I would love to have like call him up and say, let's get in the ring together. Come down to New York. I want to get in the ring with you. A fair fight in front of everybody. Let me whoop your ass around that ring a little bit. Seriously.
well. Is Skippy
Mm.
being sarcastic when he's saying hindsight ain't it great? Let me tell you, a lot of smart, wise people give pretty good hindsight, and don't put it down depending on the source of where it's coming from. But we're going to have a really positive, fun music and fashion show. I mean, showing his works under black light,
I
perhaps.
mean, this is what we do every week. We do this every
Yeah,
other day.
and
We're on here.
I'm going to
We don't need to capitalize off of anything. We got our own thing going on.
I'm going to dedicate it to Gabby Petito's memory, but we're not going to talk any more about it. So as of now, it's over discussing the Gabby Petito case. Let the FBI finish it like they will. For some reason, what Nina just said aroused me. I don't know why. There's something about, I don't know what she means, but
I know what this one means, but I'm not going to get into that. And she shouldn't be doing on this show.
Okay.
That's rude. That's rude and obnoxious. But besides the point.
Yeah, but I'm a single guy, so I can appreciate certain things. But
okay, well, yeah, that's fine. But but
Yeah.
anyway, I'm getting. I want to just close it off at that. God bless Gabby and her family, and hopefully she rests in peace now. Hopefully they find this maniac, and just get rid of him, and put him where he belongs, and the parents, and the attorney, and the cops. That's it.
People are mocking. People are starting to mock Gabby, and I'm not. That's
okay.
It.
That's okay. Let them mock, because those people. I'm sure one of you are connected to Brian somehow, some way. Okay, let them leave their comments. That's fine. Let them leave the comments. Leave your comments, because you know what? There's one thing I'm going to say. There's going to be a judgment day, and God will punish every single one of you for what you're doing right now.
The officer that you mean, the small town Dukes of Hazzard redneck officer was sensitive to the presented situation. Do you realize how unprofessional he was in what he said to them? Look at this. You know what? Fuck you people. I'm serious. I'm really serious. Go fuck yourselves.
Those are evil-minded people that don't care about anybody but themselves. They're just like Brian.
Motherfuckers. Yeah, well, okay. Ronnie wants to come in. He's a big fan of yours, but as long as nobody trivializes Gabby's case or mocks it or anything, no, I'm not gonna tolerate any derogatory talk about Gabby. Otherwise, I'm just going to boot you out. I'm going to censor your. I'm going to mute you. You jabronis. All right, Ronnie something. Ronnie S is here, and
do you think I'm gonna say anything about Petito that doesn't agree with what you're saying?
And then go Friday. You said that it's overkill. With the media. I'm just saying
it is.
Well, the media, he's right. The media is fucking the whole case up. They need to shut the fuck up because they're lying.
Exactly.
Let the feds do their job. Let the civilians send the tips in. We've sent plenty of tips. Trust me, they got some tips today from me. And that's it. I'm done with it. Let the girl's parents grieve their daughter. Let them celebrate her life this weekend and stop the bullshit, because enough's enough already.
I think she deserves better than this, man.
Yeah, man. There's too many people. I came on here because I needed to express what I had to.
Phonies coming on like anywhere on the news, online, and they have these memorials of flowers, and they don't know her at all. It's just complete bullshit, and everybody's trying to be the next. I give a fuck about Gabby, right? It's garbage.
Well, there are people that really care about her. Now, there's a lot of sensitive people. I give a fuck about her. Because I'm thinking about, what if that was my daughter? What if it was your daughter? How would you feel?
You said that you might have known her, right? That maybe she
I
was
mean, I was following the
you.
page when they were doing their camping trip, but I don't know her personally. No,
Right.
I never met her.
Okay, so then.
But I read into it as an artist, a musician. I read into everything that I seen in the artwork, because everything is behind the artwork. Period. Doesn't matter. It's there. And you know, as an artist,
it's people putting themselves in situations where they think they're important, and you're not important, right? Like the person caring about this case is not important. You're not an important person, but the news is telling you that you are important, and that's how you fuck up. That's how you fuck up. It's by listening to what the news is telling you.
I don't listen to what the news says. I'm listening to what I'm telling me. The fuck the news. I hate them. They're liars.
The headline, Paul, right now is that this story has captivated the entire nation.
Oh yeah,
but it really hasn't. It hasn't captivated the entire nation. It's just that the entire news media nation wants you to think that you're captivated. Right? Well, I don't think I'm captivated. What am I captivated about? Why should I be captivated? I'm not captivated.
We're sad.
Well, let's read the comment right there. Read that comment right there real quick.
Yeah, Nick Hurst, yes.
Read that comment.
I lost a child in 2008, so I know how the parents feel now. I know exactly how they feel right now. It's the toughest pain one could ever feel. Trust me, prayers to her family.
I mean, it does touch people when you do shows because it gets people to express things. And Gabby did open up a big door here to show people how fucked up cops can be, how fucked up people can be. You know, who knows what happens out there? I'm only guessing. I can't make assumptions, but I don't listen to the media. I don't listen to them. Oh, we're not even going to get into that. You can listen to the show yesterday. I don't want to. I'm kind of done with the case. I
heard a little bit about it. Yeah.
I'm kind of done with it. You know, I want to allow that. You know, not even allow. People should just let her family grieve and let the cops do their jobs now. They got enough information. Cut it off now. Give it silence. Let the girl's parents enjoy her life and do the funeral this weekend. You know, it's bothering them by seeing, you know, I'm sure they're happy about all the comments, but look at all the shit out there. People are arguing about who's right, who's wrong, what they know. None of you motherfuckers know anything, man. Nobody knows anything but Brian,
but you
the person that deceased, and I don't know. No, I don't know anything. What did I just say? I'm guessing. I don't know anything. But the things that I had called the feds on today evidently got some play because the page that Brian originally had that I posted up is gone. Off the map, okay? They called me back. I'm not going to discuss what I discussed with them.
Long Island.
That's my business. That's their business. That's it. End of story.
Her home base was Long Island, right?
Long Island.
Yes. Yes.
That's where it happened.
And hold on, Rock and Paul. Is it Blue Point, Long Island?
Yep, it is. Her mother worked for the DA there.
Yeah, I have some connections there.
Yeah, they got connections, man. That's what's going on. And nobody's going to do anything unless the feds do it. That's it. We can't do shit. You know, we can't. What are we going to do?
But Rock and Paul, at the same time, fuck the feds, man. We don't fucking need them.
The civilians really did the work here. But the civilians did give them.
Paul,
but you know what? They're doing their jobs right now. Let them do it. That's it, man.
You can do, you know, your job as a citizen. I can do the same thing. We don't need these feds, man.
Yeah, we actually helped the case. Everybody helped this case. The citizens because of the citizens, they found her body. Because of the citizens, they found everything. Without them, they would have found nothing.
Not because of the jerk offs and badges, though, right?
Yep. Because listen, without the citizen, without the citizens, they wouldn't have found anything. Period. End of story.
Right.
Okay. And we know that. What if nobody came forth? They wouldn't even know where her body is. Okay.
These fucking assholes, man, and the FBI, they suck.
But I'm going to sign off, James, because I can't. I've dealt with this enough this week. My phone has not stopped this today. I made one post and
Paul,
you know,
we can talk about other stuff if you want.
No, but this is just not on this show. We can talk about other stuff on another show. This show was specifically for Gabby, and I don't feel comfortable doing that.
Yeah,
sorry.
Yeah, we don't want to. We don't want to get into
trivial
things like like petty stuff and other things that come up. Because this was planned out for Gabby, and that's it. But that's it. Kaput. No more. We're done.
That's it. I did what I had to do. I said what I had to say. I gave my tips, what I believe. I hope it helped out. That's all I can say. And I got to go about my life because, I have work. We got work to do here. There's stuff going on. I have a job, two jobs.
Paul?
Oh, no, man.
Why'd you mute him, James?
I didn't mute him. Hold on. No, he muted himself.
Well, he's talking.
Well, you're muted. Or maybe somebody's talking to him. Thank you.
He's talking. He's talking right now.
No, I didn't mute him. He muted himself by accident, maybe. You're muted, Paul. The microphone is muted. No, it shows mute on the on your screen. The little screen of you underneath the big
there
screen.
You go. That's good.
Am I mute still?
No,
you're good now, man.
Okay, that was weird.
Thank you,
Yeah,
Nick Hurst. Thank you.
James said
I don't even have the phone. I didn't even touch the phone. That's weird. Okay.
You said you muted yourself.
Yeah, I said poof.
I think it was extraterrestrials or maybe the powers that be.
Well, listen, I'm going to tell Ronnie, I've been having a lot of problems with my Facebook after a post was not like deleted, like against the community standards. It didn't say nothing like that. That's weird. But it said the post is locked, right? It's locked right now. I'll send you a screenshot. It's locked. And then all of a sudden,
it was your post, right?
Yeah, but it was the same post that I posted Brian's page on. So then I was getting ready to show somebody the page, and I went there. The page doesn't exist anymore. It's gone. But it's still up on my profile. But I'm the only one that could see, the post. Wow. So I don't understand that. I'm like, what is going on? But now I do.
You do understand.
Oh yeah, I do. I think they know that's him.
You do understand.
Yeah, he had that page since 2015.
You're one of the last of the. You're one of the last of the Mohegans.
What do you mean?
They caught on to what you were doing, right? They cut your shit off, but you still have a copy.
Oh, of course. Yeah, I saved that video of Brian.
You're one of the last of the Mohegans of.
He saved everything.
The real shit.
He's the expert at print screen.
No, I didn't save everything, but let me tell you, I'm not taking the credit for everybody. No way. There are people out there that I've been working with on Gabby's, Justice for Gabby profile. A lot of people are very intelligent, man. Very intelligent people, man.
You gotta stop working with the FBI, Paul.
The FBI?
No,
they're not on your side.
He just gave him some important.
No, I'm not working with them. I'm working with people that are on Gabby's page. I just called them. They called me back. Interested in hearing what I had to say, spoke to me for 25 minutes. He told me the phones are going out of hand that side and not answering them, but they only answer to things that are facts. Something that's going to help them, they're going to talk to you.
Yeah.
Okay? I called the Northport Police Department today. They gave me a phone number. They said, oh, wait, this is valuable. Here, let me give you this phone number, and you're going to call that number, and they will answer there. Okay? And then I posted the number up. I said, listen, to people that I'm in a group with, in a private group. I said, if you want to call, it's the New York Fed's office. They're the only ones that are going to answer. If you're calling anywhere else, their phones are packed up, man. It's like the unemployment office. They're packed up. They're not answering shit,
And that, you know what, Rock and Paul? Nassau County doesn't want to hear it, bro.
Nope.
They are probably like, fuck this shit, man. Like, they're being killed with
because
crazy amounts of false phone calls, right?
I don't blame them. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure that shit is happening.
I left a message and a tip on the online thing. I got a call back. I answered it. I talked to him for about 25 minutes, and that was it. Done.
To that shit, man. They get paid. The Nassau County is the most paid county in the entire country of police.
I didn't call Nassau County. I called New York City.
More than LA County. More than LA. Way more than NYC. Nassau County, and then the second one is Suffolk County, which is right next door. What? Long Island police are the most well-paid police in the entire country.
Yeah. Watch the first
And
show.
and
Watch
and,
the
and,
first
and
show.
that's
Well,
some
he
fucked
asked
up.
the question,
That's some
Ronnie. What?
fucked up
Let me
shit.
answer his question. I said something that people overlooked. I'm going to say it again. The storage unit. If you were to hide from somebody, the storage unit is the easiest thing. James will share it in the description. I sent him something that will show you what you can do in a storage unit that will blow your damn fucking mind. It's like, and I've done it when I had a business in there. You know, you can get away with staying there, and anybody can disguise themselves. Brian's probably walking around with a wig, high heels right now, walking around partying, going back to wherever he is, and laughing and going, look at all these fools. They're telling me everything they're doing on the media. I said something earlier, Ronnie. Me and you were playing chess. You're my opponent. Hey, Ronnie, I'm going to make this move over here, okay? Hey, Ronnie, what are you going to do? You know I'm going to make that move now. You get what I'm saying? They're fucking telling them everything where they're searching. You're giving the suspect all the information he needs because guess what?
Yeah.
You know, it's stupid. That's why I'm telling people you're idiots. The media sucks,
that's
man.
why we can't get too excited about these kind of things.
Nah.
We really
Well,
can't.
I kind of got excited this week. I mean, I got a little nuts this week, man.
I see
Well,
that you got you
the
got
first-
really
I
excited.
never done anything like this for anybody in a case, but when I saw the look on that girl's face and knew she was right when them cops did that, that was it. Because I had shit done to me by cops.
So you don't
Okay,
think it was?
I got
it was
a
the
major
guy.
lawsuit right now
You don't-
against a
you don't
major
think
town, man.
Okay.
What they did to me, man.
Watch
Killed her?
people. Watch the first show.
Well, hold on, James.
It's all there.
Let me ask him. I want to ask him right up.
All right, go ahead.
So, Paul, you don't think it was the fiance that killed her? That's what you're saying. It was a cop.
Oh no, I think Gabby killed. I mean, I think Brian killed Gabby, but I think the cops played a big part because when they pulled him over, they could have saved her life, but they profiled
What is
Gabby.
the part that the cops played then?
You got to listen to yesterday's show. I don't want to go through it all, man.
Come on.
No,
Paul.
no,
This
no,
is
no,
hours and
I've
hours
had
of
enough.
stuff. We don't
Ronnie,
have
I've had
time
enough
for this.
today, man.
We
It's
don't have
all
time
in
for
the
this,
first
Paul.
show. It's all in the first
And
show.
I also mentioned it in this show. I mean, it's common
Paul,
sense.
we don't have time for all this stuff, man.
Watch it's all in the first show.
That's what I mean. I don't have time for this now. I did what I did. I said what I had to say. Everybody can listen to it. They can write their comments. You know,
Hey,
that's it. You know, and everybody's doing the same thing. They're going live and making determinations, and that's it. We determine. And maybe the feds are going to go and look over there. Maybe they're going to look over there. Maybe they're going to check. You know, there's a mill that has paper in it. I'm not going to mention where it is, but you know, that's another place that he described that he loves to be. Okay,
man.
hey,
I don't know what they're gonna do, but I think.
well, listen. I'm sure we're gonna have plenty.
I think.
You're making me twitch like the missing link. Like that festival, the missing link or something.
like the famous James says, right there. So Jason from Cleveland, what do you think of your new baseball team, the Guardians?
No, this is not the show for that.
All right.
I'm gonna sign out, James. All right, I'm gonna say good night. Good night, everybody. God bless Gabby's parents. We hope may she rest in peace. Catch Brian, and that's it. I call it. Good night.
Tomorrow night we're gonna have a positive music and fashion, and